So, PlayStation 5 Pro day and night better quality, the full graphics breakdown by Digital Foundry across multiple games, including Elden Ring potentially being locked at 60 FPS on PS5 Pro. This also includes the controversial Alan Wake 864p situation. We're going to talk about that as well. And the next State of Play gets an update. Those are the stories we're going to cover today. And if you could hit that like button on the video, thank you to those that do it. And as always, it's very much appreciated. First, yes or no, are you getting a PlayStation 5 Pro day one or not? I've seen various answers online from day one to maybe later to not at all. So let's see what you guys say here. So comment below yes or no if you're getting the PlayStation 5 Pro day one or not. Let me know down in the comments below. Now, diving into the first story of the video, PlayStation 5 Pro is day and night better. A huge improvement over base PlayStation 5. Reading from Push Square, we've already heard from CNET about how much better Final Fantasy VII Rebirth looks on PlayStation 5 Pro, but don't just take their word for it. Digital Foundry's John Linneman has chipped in on X or Twitter to talk about how much better the new version of the game looks, and it's running at a smooth 60 FPS, remember. Wow, yeah, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth looks a lot better on the PlayStation 5 Pro, he wrote. A night and day difference. I actually put off playing it due to other things happening at the time of release, but the Pro will finally push me to enjoy it. Image quality was just too awful on a normal PlayStation 5. The exciting thing here is that John Linneman suspects the PlayStation 5 Pro may be surpassing the original PlayStation 5's fidelity mode, despite running at double the frame rate. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth does seem to exhibit superior image quality compared to PS5's regular quality mode while running at 60 FPS on the Pro, he said. They seem to be leveraging a PSSR, which looks a lot better than the generic upscaling they previously used. So this is definitely exciting stuff to hear. Obviously, we're going to need to wait for this thing to launch to get the final results and how it's running on the Pro overall. But to hear early image quality impressions are this impressive is obviously a good sign. I personally played Final Fantasy VII Rebirth on fidelity, which was fine for me, but I've heard the performance mode isn't the greatest. We're going to go over Digital Foundry's breakdown of the PlayStation 5 Pro graphics comparisons focused on the PlayStation 5 Pro Reveal, but I want people to remember the focus here is image quality with the PlayStation 5 Pro. How good does the picture look in the end? Because my goodness, people will focus on the simplest things and run with it. just going off of just yesterday, what happened yesterday. I'm personally excited to see how the PS5 Pro performs at launch, and PSSR isn't a still standing thing. I would assume it's meant to evolve and improve and get updates over time, which just means better visuals for us in the end. And if you're enjoying the video so far, hit that subscribe button and join our growing community on our way to 150,000 subscribers. Now, diving into the second story of the video, the PlayStation 5 Pro Graphics Breakdown, Elden Ring locked at 60 FPS with boost mode, and the controversial Alan Wake 2 864p situation. So, Digital Foundry did a breakdown of the PlayStation 5 Pro Reveal using raw footage they managed to get and attempted to break that down. I'm obviously going to go over this in a more summarized fashion here compared to how detailed they would. First up is Last of Us Part 2. They state that it's an effective upgrade from 1440p to 4K that has its nitpicks, but in motion you won't notice that compared to the fidelity mode. It makes sense to run it at the same resolution as performance mode and rely on PSSR to upgrade it to 4K. It's close to fidelity, and in some cases it's better. This is one of the situations you won't see the trolls online mention, but in some cases it's better according to Digital Foundry. Next up is Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. Alex states that it's roughly looking like quality mode when it comes to resolution, visual quality, but with performance mode settings, meaning a less dense crowd in the background, for example. He also states that it's a much cleaner image than FSR, which the leaks already revealed as well, and obviously that's the goal here. Why else would they do their own upscaler and not just use FSR? Oliver stated that it's similar to the 40 FPS mode on the base PlayStation 5, but obviously running at 60 FPS. This was great to hear, since I loved the 40 FPS mode on Rift Apart on the base PlayStation 5, and here apparently it's similar to that but running at 60 FPS. The big one is next, and that is Alan Wake 2, the big controversial one online that people have been using for the last 24 hours. Take in that Digital Foundry had only 6 seconds of footage here, which they make fun of as well. They noted that the footage showcases both fidelity and performance modes. The fidelity is running at an internal resolution of 1260-ish, and the performance mode is running at an internal resolution of 864p. These are the same resolutions as the base PlayStation 5, according to Digital Foundry, or around them. 864p is what's circulating online, but I think people forget the whole purpose of PSSR. You lower native resolution and you use the upscaler to boost the image quality, and that's what gives you the higher quality image. Because in the end, if the picture looks 4K, does it matter to you what the internal resolution is? I don't know why it would. You even had the head of communications at Remedy, Thomas Puha, chime into the situation saying, "I had to check ERA during weekend, LOL, Remedy's games and resolution discussion pops up every once in a while. Image quality matters more than resolution." Not that I'm confirming anything, we'll drop some details on the PlayStation 5 Pro version of Alan Wake 2 in the coming weeks with some assets too. I think the version will be a pleasant surprise, but it's hard to tell these days. The Digital Foundry team is thinking Alan Wake 2 has improved ray tracing in the fidelity mode and improved image quality in the performance mode. Honestly, for me, if the performance mode looks like fidelity in terms of resolution quality, so it looks 4K and it's running at 60 FPS, that's golden for me. After Alan Wake 2, they showcased Horizon Forbidden West. Apparently, it doesn't look like it's using PSSR, but does have sharper visuals than the performance mode, with them guessing they might actually have just improved the resolution using the new power they have access to with the PlayStation 5 Pro. Hogwarts Legacy is next. The Digital Foundry team makes a note that it uses Unreal Engine 4, and that engine is not the greatest with ray tracing. They match the shots in the Great Hall, and apparently the PlayStation 5 Pro has a bit more shimmering going on in the cutlery. They're not sure why that's the case. They also looked at the stool, and the shadows looked a bit weird, which could be because of screen space shadows, according to Alex. They're mixed with the ray tracing shadows, and they're not sure why they decided to do that, or it could be an error on the developer's end. They may change that later on. But Oliver does overall say that the image looks good and clean compared to the base PS5's fidelity mode. There apparently also is ray tracing on larger bodies of water compared to the base PlayStation 5. So that's Hogwarts Legacy. Third last one on the list is Gran Turismo 7. This one was interesting because they note that it has lower resolution compared to the 4K 60 mode on the base PlayStation 5, which is obviously running at, I believe, native 4K. But the overall picture looks better because now it has ray tracing in the game as well. Overall, there's a hit to the resolution, but PSSR manages to bring up the quality along with ray tracing in game, which is a boost to the overall visual quality of the image. Second last one is Dragon's Dogma 2. It's running at 60 FPS compared to the base PlayStation 5's 30 to 40-ish FPS, along with PSSR, most likely because it's providing a cleaner image versus base PS5's checkerboard rendering, according to Oliver. And finally, AC Shadows, Assassin's Creed Shadows. Apparently, it's running at 864p internally at 60 FPS during scenes of fast motion, which could be also the base PlayStation 5's native resolution as well. It looks pretty good overall. Some of the post-processing isn't as good, according to Oliver, but again, this could be the case for the base PlayStation 5 as well. One final addition is Richard Ledbetter's theorizing the effects of Game Boost, which is a feature on the PlayStation 5 Pro where without a patch, it'll improve games with unstable FPS and push for higher resolutions for games that use dynamic res. He stated that the performance mode for Elden Ring on PlayStation 5 Pro could be the first stable 60 FPS on console for the game, which is exciting to hear. He points out that obviously this is just a theory, since the comparison he did is obviously not one-to-one with the PlayStation 5 Pro specs. I also want to note when it comes to image quality that Moore's Law is Dead did state that PSSR recently got an update because some developers were complaining about image quality last month. So each one of these games that we covered here could still have been improved by the time it launches. But you guys let me know if you're excited to play any of these games on PlayStation 5 Pro or not. Let me know down in the comments below. And now diving into the final story of the video, the next state of play. So this is a very quick story. Jeff Grubb has come out to state that the next state of play is currently targeting September 24th-ish. He said this on the 12th. He said 12 days-ish from the 12th, so 24th-ish. He originally said by the end of the month, but I guess he's got better information now to narrow it down like this. Of course, let's see what we get there, especially after the PlayStation 5 Pro reveal. I genuinely hope there's some first-party titles, but you guys let me know if you're excited for another state of play or not. Let me know down in the comments below. And if you guys did enjoy this video, please hit that like button, as it always helps, and subscribe if you're new. I got new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And now I'll check you guys out on the next one. And welcome back to the after show. This is the part of the video where we have a little fun down in the comments below. If you're old, welcome back. If you're new, welcome. For today's thing, what I want you guys to do is to body, obliterate, destroy, and overall harass the comment section with "It is a new week." Let's see what we get. It's a new week, more rumors, more leaks, more news. I'm excited to see what we get. If you are as well, destroy the comment section with "It is a new week," and I'll definitely heart those comments like I always do, because I appreciate everybody who stays to the end of my videos. And now I'll check you guys out on the next one.